Now, people talk about this China shock as one of the representative, kind of impacts on China through globalization. And there's also a lot of misunderstandings there as well. Really, globalization is highly competitive. It drives out the weakest link. And so in the US, just like in the Japan shock, during the Japan shock, the weakest part of the economy was driven out. And you saw that local communities were kind of destroyed because these industries were very specialized in localities, and they could not find new jobs, etc. But I also want to point out that it really depends on what the government does, and you can compensate for some of these dislocations. And in Europe, the China shock did not have as much of an impact as it did in China. And in fact, in other places in Europe that were more prepared for, let's say, worker labor retraining, they were much better shielded. And in fact, Eastern Europe was already a shock, and they were much more prepared. So the impact was certainly not as strong. But also, when we think about globalization, all the understated benefits, even including financial access, right? Countries were able to tap into international capital markets. Rather than saving everything, they were able to borrow, they were able to share risk, they were able to grow through investment. All of that is really not talked about. Maybe one of the reasons, I don't know, I'm speculative here, maybe Martin can explain to me why in the West, positive news is not as attractive as negative news, and it's filled with bad news and the bad things that happen. So all these positive aspects of things like globalization are not well understood to the common consumer, even though, again, I want to emphasize in the US, the vast majority of people, through lower prices in furniture, food and apparel, have benefit. Not to mention all these global multinationals, the Apples and Googles of the world, right? So I think that misunderstanding has been a cause of some of the symptoms.